You ever wonder how our minds can take all these weird, random bits and pieces from our dreams and somehow turn them into a story that actually makes sense? Well, in this explainer, we're going to dive right into that process. We'll look at how three completely separate dreams got transformed into one single, really powerful narrative. And we're going to start with this beautiful line. It actually comes at the very end of the surreal story we're about to unpack. It's a story that feels totally random, but also, deeply meaningful. And it all kicks off in a pretty specific place. So the story opens here. Picture it, a really fancy hotel lobby. Our main character is there, feeling completely out of place, just holding a teacup. Then there's this kid, causing total chaos. But instead of making things worse, our narrator just calmly walks over and, with nothing more than a patient smile, settles the whole storm. Just like that. And then, boom, the scene completely shifts. Outside the hotel, a whole new neighborhood is being built. You see these two tall apartment buildings, almost like guards, and connecting them is this incredible silver aerial bridge. The street, it's called Poet Street. And get this, the whole construction is a wild mix of AI and human design. And the story wraps up in this incredibly quiet, emotionally heavy space. An empty classroom, a girl the narrator is in love with walks in. He wants to say something, anything, but he just can't get the words out. So instead, he places a folded white towel on the desk, this pure, silent symbol of everything he's feeling. So you've got these three really distinct scenes, right? A hotel, a bridge, a classroom. They feel almost disconnected. It feels like a dream, doesn't it? Which, of course, makes you wonder, where on earth does a story like this even come from? And the answer is just fascinating. This story wasn't just made up from one single idea. The raw material, the building blocks, were actually three separate, real dreams that the author had. These three dreams were the foundation for the whole thing. We've got what we'll call the hotel dream, then the architecture dream, and finally the classroom dream. So let's take a quick look at each one. Okay, so the first dream is all about that feeling of social anxiety, but also about control. The dreamer feels kind of small and inferior in this fancy hotel, but they manage to calm down this chaotic kid. So the real core of this dream is about handling an external, social kind of pressure. The second dream, a total 180. This one's about structure, creativity, and connection. You've got this housing project, two buildings linked up by a bridge. And what's so cool about this dream is the idea of a hybrid design, using AI for all the random little details, but a human touch for the overall rhythm. It's really all about integration. And the third dream? Oh, this one is just pure, raw, unexpressed emotion. The dreamer's in an empty classroom. He sees a girl he loves more than anything, but he's just frozen, can't speak. All he can do is offer this white towel as a symbol. This dream is all about a powerful feeling that's just completely blocked. Okay, so we've got social anxiety, creative integration, and blocked love. I mean, how in the world do you connect those threads? Well, you need a key, right? An analytical tool. And in this case, the key that unlocks the whole thing is a concept called the Brain Kinematics Model. Now, don't let that technical name scare you. The idea behind the BKM is actually super simple. It basically sees our mind as this system that's always trying to find its balance. And it does that by managing all this internal tension, which the model just calls strain. And this slide just lays it out perfectly. On one side, you have strain. That's all your anxiety, chaos, pressure, that feeling of being blocked. And on the other side, you've got equilibrium, calm, balance, flow. The whole idea is that our mind is constantly working to get from the left column over to the right. So with that framework in our back pocket, let's see how it all clicks together. This is the fun part, where we connect all the dots and see exactly how those three raw dreams got woven into one single unified story. Check this out. It's a direct translation. The hotel dream, with its tension around social pressure, becomes that scene of calming the child. The creative strain from the architecture dream, that gets channeled directly into the story of the AI-designed bridge. And finally, that blocked-up emotion from the third dream is just perfectly captured in that silent, powerful classroom scene. When you see it laid out like that, you realize the story isn't random at all. Not even close. It's actually mapping out a really specific psychological journey, a journey from a state of chaos all the way to a state of balance. So what we're seeing isn't just a random collection of scenes. There's a clear progression here. First, the narrator has to regulate that external, social strain. They have to calm the chaos outside. Doing that allows them to then integrate their own internal, creative strain, to harmonize their own ideas. And only after that can they finally confront that deep, personal, emotional strain. So here's the big takeaway. The story becomes a kind of map for finding mental and emotional balance. You start by balancing the outside world. That external calm then makes it possible to organize your inner world of thoughts and ideas. And that inner harmony, in turn, creates the space you need to finally process those deep, unspoken feelings. See, each step makes the next one possible. And really, this whole process isn't just about this one story. It gives us a fascinating way to look at our own minds, to see them as these incredible engines for creating meaning, for building stories out of the absolute chaos of our subconscious. I think this quote from the analysis is the single most powerful idea in all of this. Outer equilibrium enables inner integration. Cognitive harmony allows emotional sublimation. It's basically a roadmap. It suggests that, hey, maybe to solve what's going on inside, you first need to find a little bit of calm on the outside. And that leaves us with one final, pretty provocative thought. If a coherent, beautiful story like this one can be built from just 3 disconnected dreams, well, it really makes you wonder about all the raw material that's just floating around in your own mind, right? What stories are your dreams just waiting to tell?